It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hello, you're watching The Forum, brought to you by Hayes Med. I'm Mike Kerner, in this week for Gary Shorman. And this week our guest is Ian Lenzer. And Ian is, well, you guessed by looking at him, a Boy Scout. Now, Ian, we're going to find out a little bit about you and being a Boy Scout. And you've created a really cool project I think a lot of people in the Hayes area can see for absolutely free.
Yep.
We'll get into that in the second part of the show. First off, there's a lot of people out there that see Boy Scouts all the time. You see them on TV, you hear about them. They've got these nationwide, rallies that they do too. You ever go to anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we can talk about that too in a little bit. But what made you get excited and want to be a Boy Scout when you were little?
Well, my dad, he used to be a Boy Scout, so he kind of proposed me with the idea. And ever since I was in kindergarten, I've been a Boy Scout and never left, just all the way through high school. And
did you start out as a Cub Scout?
yeah,
Okay.
it was a Tiger Cub Scout.
Oh, Tiger Cub Scout. Is that like before Cub Scout?
It's like before the Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because when I was a kid, I was a Cub Scout, and I was Pac 111. What number were you?
I went to the same one.
See, look at this.
Yeah.
We've got something in common. Well, let's talk a little bit about you and becoming a Boy Scout. What's some of the stuff you've really enjoyed about being a Boy Scout?
I've liked the summer camps mainly. It's a lot of fun. We do high adventure camps where we go hiking up mountains, and we do just crazy stuff on the way, all the way through.
Is this like week long, 2 weeks long, couple of days long, or depending on the camp?
It's usually a week long in most camps, and we just do like whitewater rafting and we work on these merit badges here on the sash that I got. These are all the merit badges I've gained throughout the years, and there's a total of 33 I've gotten.
Wow.
And you kind of work on those during those summer camps too.
Do you, maybe you work on one, we can talk about a couple of them there. Do you work maybe on one, and then some other people at the same camp are working on other ones at the same time?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So not everybody's working on the same one?
No, we split up into groups.
Oh, into groups.
Yep.
And so you work on them. So these are things that you're interested in.
Yep.
Top left, I see fingerprinting. Is that something, hopefully that's fingerprinting.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of investigative kind of badge you get?
It was we had to go down to the police department actually, and to get the requirements for this one. And
well, we could talk about a few of them. What's some of the ones that you really thought were exciting on this one, or you thought were interesting, or maybe you didn't know much about, but boy, after you did it, you really fell in love with it and really liked it?
I really liked the wilderness survival one because it's basically the one where they just set you out into a forest pretty much, and they made you just build your own shelter and have you spend the night in your own shelter, and I thought that was really fun.
Did they come out then and grade you on it?
Yeah, they come out and check it for okay, and they take a look around
and hopefully you had enough food and water with you.
Oh yeah, they give us food. We didn't have to get around.
No. Skill for your own food.
No, we didn't go that far.
That's good. Well, how about some other ones there? Maybe this one here with the direction on that might have helped in that too.
Oh yeah, that's compassing. And,
that probably helps when you're out in the wilderness.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about some of the other ones that you think were really cool, that really inspired you.
I liked personally I like the swimming one because I like going swimming, and we went down to Fort Hayes in their pool, and there's a bunch of requirements you have to do to get the swimming merit badge, and
is it kind of like almost getting your CPR training at the same time?
Pretty much, yeah.
You have to life-saving and do stuff like that when you do it?
Mm-hmm. We had to do that for first aid too.
So a lot of them kind of really are interchangeable. I mean, some of them, a lot of things you learn from one can go into another badge, and you kind of everything crisscrosses.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty neat. I see, you talked about the wilderness, and I see a tent there, so that kind of crosses over.
Yeah.
Then to the left of that, I even see something could be like a recycling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now I see this up here. I know people can't see what I'm pointing at, but it looks like a bridge there. It looks like the San Francisco Bridge. You guys out there hanging out by the San Francisco Bridge?
No, we actually had to build a structure. It's like it's just like a miniature model of a bridge that we had to build and just learn about how the supports work on bridges and stuff like that.
And I see some fishing, firefighting, and then this is kind of like the geo stuff.
Yeah, geocaching.
So you got a chance to do a little bit of everything. Now, what's the most, I mean, you go to some of these Boy Scout camps and jamborees and stuff probably. What's the most you've ever seen on one of these merit badges? What are the most of these awards you've ever seen from somebody?
I know someone that's had, I think it was like 120.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
that's a lot of them.
It's a lot of work.
How do they have a life?
I have no idea, but
And how many do you have here?
I have 33.
33.
Yeah.
So that person's got way more than you do.
Yeah, they do.
Wow. I'm not trying to compare you, but
Yeah.
again,
I mean, there's only a few that are required, but I got the required ones and then a few extra that I wasn't interested in.
how much longer, so Boy Scout starts at what age?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then how long can you be in Boy Scouts?
You can be for life pretty much, but once you turn 18, that's like the deadline of when you can become an Eagle Scout. And so most people get it right before they're 18, and then they can after that they can either just help out with the troop after that and help out with just the younger kids.
Are you an Eagle Scout?
Yeah.
So what did you do for your Eagle Scout?
I did the down at the TMP Grotto. I did the Stages of the Cross.
That's what we're going to get into the second part.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what your Eagle project was. So we'll do that, and we'll talk about that in the second half of the show. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So we want to thank him for being our guest today. It's Ian Lenzer, and he is a Boy Scout in the area, and he's got a really cool project he's going to tell us about in the second half of the show, which was part of making his merit badge. We'll get into all of that in the second half of the show. This is The Forum. I'm Mike Kerner, and for Gary Shorman this week, the show is brought to you by Hayes Med.
Hayes Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region. With more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery, Hayes Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hayes Med, helping people be healthy.
Are you frustrated with Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? It happens when you don't have Boost, the cutting-edge Wi-Fi solution from Eagle Communications. A Boost-certified Eagle technician maps your home, then installs a dual-band modem and router, plus discrete access points to deliver wall-to-wall Wi-Fi with no dead zones. Boost powers all your family's devices in all the places you love to live. Get Boost. Wi-Fi made simple. Only from Eagle Communications. Call today.
Welcome back to The Forum. I'm Mike Kerner, in for Gary Shorman this week. The Forum brought to you by Hayes Med. Ian Lenzer is our guest today, Boy Scout from the Hayes area. He also goes to TMP-Marian. Going to talk to him about getting his Eagle badge. And do you have your Eagle badge officially now?
I have it officially, but I haven't received it yet because we still have the ceremony to do in January.
So what happens in the ceremony? Is it where you do this personally, or is it a group of Boy Scouts get together?
It's me personally that. It's like the whole ceremony will be centered around me, and then our scout leader will during the ceremony will give me the award. And
so you excited about that?
Yeah.
That's a big hurdle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've kind of thought about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Was it hard to come up with an idea for your Eagle badge?
Yeah, it was pretty tough actually. I was wanting to do something for TMP, but I just wasn't sure what to do. But it kind of all started with the athletic director coming up to me, and he said he wanted me to do a low ropes course at TMP, but I started to do that, but there was too many like safety precautions and everything, so I decided to do something else that wasn't so,
Now, to get your merit badge, it has to meet some qualifications, and you have met those qualifications. What I mean by that is, it can't be what were they again? There were some certain qualifications it had to meet.
Well, basically, it all centers around you being the leader of the project.
Okay.
And, it's certainly a leadership project. So
you have to put the whole project together. You have to get the volunteers, and then you have to kind of do the fundraising to make it all happen.
Yep.
And somebody was saying that it has to be like a nonprofit kind of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're helping out the community. So let's talk about your project here a little bit. It's over at Thomas More Prep by the Grotto, which I think a lot of people know where that Grotto is. They've done a lot of different things out there over the years. I know sometimes around Christmas they do Christmas lights. I don't know if they're doing that this year or not.
Yeah.
But your Grotto, when did you finish your Grotto project? When did you finish that up?
It was actually a week before my birthday, so it was, I think it was September 9th.
Oh, so it's been a while now since you finished it up. So you've had a chance now to show it off to other students, and we're talking about Stations of the Cross. And if people are out there and they don't know about being a Catholic, Stations of the Cross, you want to explain that to them?
Yeah, the Stations of the Cross is it's a physical form of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, and so each step would walk you through what Jesus went through that night.
And you see a lot of that right before the Easter season. So hopefully the weather's going to be nice around here and everybody can appreciate and see yours. And even if it's not, I'm sure they're going to take everybody out there, even when the weather's not nice, to see it. So let's talk about this. Putting the Stations of the Cross together, you had to put each one of those points together. And there's how many points for Stations of the Cross?
14.
14. So you had to put them all together. And how did you come up with the money? Did you do some fundraising?
Yeah, we did. I put a message in the TMP site actually, and it just said, click on this link and you can donate to my project and everything like that. And they were just happy to help me through getting money. That's basically the main way I got my money.
So anybody from locally just was donating money. So that's kind of neat. So you came up the one money. How long did that take?
It didn't take long. It was I got a lot of donations. It probably took me. It was just over the summer basically where I got all mine. So probably 2 or 3 months.
And so you've come up with these Stations of the Cross, and what they are is they're like little cemetery monuments, right?
Yep.
And then they're in the ground, and people can walk along each station when they do Stations of the Cross. So you could tell us a little bit, because they take a lot of work. You had to engrave them. You had to kind of do some sandblasting. You had to do a lot of work to this. Is this all stuff you learned along the way?
It was actually, I was searching for someone that could help me with like stones, and so downtown at Schmidt Monument Works, Christian Lutz he volunteered to help me out, and he gave me a huge discount on the stones, and he basically did a lot of he helped a lot on the actual engraving the stones and getting the stencils and stuff like that.
And then you had to dig the holes to put the concrete in. So did you have to mix the concrete and lay it yourself?
Oh, yeah.
So you had to do that, and you found I guess helpers, because I saw some pictures of this, and you had some friends or some coworkers or some helpers, and you guys had tape measures out there and all.
Oh yeah, a lot of the scout members of my troop actually came out and helped me. I sent out a message to the troop, and they all just volunteered to help. So.
How long did this project take you to I guess put together when you're out on site and started with the concrete?
Starting with the concrete, it took us like about a week.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So that was a week portion. That was probably the easiest portion,
it was
really.
Pretty easy, yeah.
Because that was probably more fun to do. You're outside, and it didn't take as long. I think the fundraising and leading up to it and getting all that organized was probably the hardest part. Have you ever seen any other people that have done something like this for their Eagle Scout badge?
I've seen something a little bit similar that someone did, but it didn't involve any of like the stones or anything. It was just kind of like a thing you just stuck in the ground, but I've never seen anybody use actual stones. But.
So anybody is allowed to go out and see this at any time and do the Stations of the Cross themselves if they like. Well, that's kind of neat, and it's nice out there. It fits perfectly in with the grotto.
Yep.
And what made you think of that site?
I don't know. I just wanted to do something for the school, and that just seemed like the perfect spot. So.
And then you had to approach the school and tell them about it.
Yeah.
Did you have to write out a whole paper and thesis about what you wanted and why you wanted it?
I kind of just went up to the principal's office and kind of proposed my idea to him, and he really liked it. So, yeah.
And has the whole school been out to see it already?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So, well, very good, and congratulations on getting your badge, because it looks like you're going to get it with this cool project that you did.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for coming in and talking to us about it. And again, a project that anybody in the community is allowed to come over and see absolutely free. Well, thanks a lot for coming out and this great project that you've done. It's Ian Lenzer, and again, he is officially an Eagle Scout now?
Yep.
He's officially an Eagle Scout now. I want to thank him for stopping by and being our guest today on the forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shoreham this week. It's brought to you by Hayes Med.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, quality TV channels, all with the level of customer service you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications. Our community connected.